up, guys? Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. I appreciate it. What up, Scientologists? What up, lobsters? Let's talk.
You're watching Blood Politics with Boston Brian.
I appreciate you watching. Let's fucking go. Thank you for joining me once again for another episode of Blunt Politics. I'm Boston Brian. Another crazy week we've been through, a week of tragedy. But first off, let me thank you for being here. Let me ask you if you could please hit that like button on the way in. If you could please hit that subscribe button, would also very much appreciate that. Both are free. Doesn't cost you a dime. Thank you to everybody watching on Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you dropping the emojis in the chat. Make sure you're saying hi to your fellow Bryantologists and lobsters in the chat. So I appreciate it. Let me say hi to everybody. Let me bring everybody in. Hi, Mary. How are you? What's going on? Blues Lovin'. How are you? Tanya. First off to the mods. Thank you, everybody. Turpy, Tanya. Thank you, everybody that is here. Andrea. Let's see. OG Adam. You got Rocks. We got some of the best mods in here. I do appreciate it. Flapper. Oh, look at Daff right off the bat hitting us with 10 gifted Boston Brian memberships, which is something you can also do right below me. You can either gift some or you can, do a super chat or a super thanks. Really helps with the channel. So thank you so much, Daff. I appreciate that, my dude. I really do appreciate that. It's a big help. And anybody that does receive one of these memberships, make sure to thank whoever gave it to you. It's just the right thing to do. But yeah, what's up, big dog? Hi, Mozart. Hi, Tanya again. Suncats, what's going on? Adam, how are you? Let's go. Mary, how are you? What's up, Turby? Once again, Forever Young. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Like I said, drop some of the emojis in there. What's up, Winston? What's up, everybody? Yakov, how are you? Flapper, Soulcraft, Ginger's mom, Pippi Longstockings in the house. What's going on? My mom used to love that movie. Pippi Longstocking is coming into your world. Is that how it goes, or did I just totally make that up? Oh, JD, let's go. Oh, it is fucking Groundhog's Day too, huh? I did have some like fancy, really like witty opening I had about Groundhog's Day that I totally forgot. But yeah, I guess Donald Trump's mushroom saw its shadow and crawled back into its little pathetic hole. So apparently we're going to have 6 more months of winter and 4 more years of bullshit from Donald Trump. But thank you, JD. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for always being here. I know. Nobody's happy about the 6 more months of winter. Christine says, I'm flying into Boston next week for work, and I'm excited. Well, I mean, it's better in the summer. I'm not going to lie. But there's definitely things that you can enjoy in the city during the winter. So I'm sure Boston will welcome you with open arms. So I hope you have a great stay. Enjoy your trip. Yeah, I know. But there's a lot to get into. And again, in a week of tragedy, what you look for is a leader, a president who can, he's got several roles to calm the nerves of the American people who, are wondering through his actions and through his words, denigrating. Oh, what's up, Berkeley? How are you, buddy? Hey, B, sorry I missed you live the last 2 weeks, but I always listen to each full broadcast. Keep fighting the good fight. Oh, Burke, don't worry about it, dude. Like I said, doesn't matter if you catch it live. The good thing about YouTube and Twitch and all of these other sites is it's there for good, right? So whether you can catch it live, I appreciate, the people that drop in. We have people on Sundays who just kind of drop in, say hello. They got other stuff to do, and they catch it, later on that evening or during the week, whatever you can do. It's okay. I understand people got their lives to live, and you're not going to always catch a live broadcast. But B, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you for always being here. Thank you for your contributions. Really, really does help the channel. Just the long-time support from people is really, really appreciated. Like, it goes a long way for me to be like, wow, that person's been here for a long time. Or I've noticed that name in a lot of these chats supporting Democrats and progressives and the ideals and principles and beliefs that we support here on this channel in all across different platforms. So I appreciate everybody that spends the time watching these shows and contributing to the chats and actually coming out of pocket and supporting these channels. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. Let's see here. Sorry guys, but from Canada, fuck President Micro Dick. Amen. Shop. What's that say? Shop GFX1. I couldn't agree more. Sorry. We we do apologize for the ridiculous that's happening. And of course, before we get off track, thank you again to the people on Twitch. And hello from Michigan. How are you, moms? I see you, Mom Two Huskies. I see you. I see you over there hiding. Wait a minute. You got your name is Mom Two Huskies, and then your picture is not of a husky. So it's Mom Two Huskies plus one mutt. Definitely looks like something, a pit bull and something else. Definitely looks like a pit bull and something else. But thank you so much for being here again. All right. I don't normally go off on a rant right to start, but as I was saying, when in times of turmoil, in times of disaster, whether it being natural or man-made, what you look for in a leader, in a president, is somebody to calm the nerves of the citizens of this country, to give you the facts of what we know already in the situation, to make sure that everybody's informed and everybody in the positions of the government are doing exactly what they're supposed to do in those situations, right? Keeping us informed on, okay, this is what the FAA administrator is doing. Oh, wait, there is no FAA administrator at the time of these crashes. But again, we'll talk about that. But instead, what we got was basically President DEI dickhead, right? We got President FAA asshole, basically. He's just coming out there denigrating people, throwing fucking things that he thinks like he's some fucking expert on aviation, right? Thank you, Sheldon. Thank you so much. Did I miss one too? I did miss one. What's up, Louise? Oh, thank you for being here for 10 months. Let's fuck around and find out. Yep, we got a little bit of that coming up in the show too. January 6th defendant, or January 6er, who was recently pardoned by Donald Trump, met the end of his life. Literally, I think it was, what is it, less than a month, maybe a little over a month since his pardon. That's how long he lasted. So that's a good fuck around and find out story there. I guess the the ball never lies, right? Or the puck never lies, as we say in hockey, right? Sometimes if the ref fucks up on the call, the puck just has a habit of making things right. And maybe the bullet in that case was the puck. So we'll talk about that if we have time. But yes, of course, the big news this week was the terrible plane crashes, plural. Obviously, the helicopter colliding with the plane at Reagan International. And then you also had the med flight, basically, that went down in Philadelphia. A lot more of the focus being put upon the helicopter crash that killed, I believe it was 67, if I'm not getting it, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm in the chat, if it's more or less. But just a horrendous situation all the way around. And what we needed was a president to come out there and lead and to reassure people that this is not a widespread issue, that this was obviously a tragic accident that will be looked into. The investigators are doing what they are supposed to do. And upon the outcome of that investigation, we will release the findings, right? Typically what you would find a president saying in a situation like this, right? But that's not what we got. What we got, again, was DEI dickhead, FAA asshole, just coming out there and blurting shit out like it has no consequences whatsoever. And we'll get into all that, unfortunately. But like I said, something I don't normally do here on Blunt Politics is just come right off with somebody else's, let somebody else speak for me. But I think the first few minutes of Rachel Maddow's show the other night really gave you a lot of details and information to fill you in on kind of how we got to this position. So if I can, I'm just going to play the first few minutes. Obviously, I'll pop in when I can of Rachel's show, and we'll kind of go from there and take the news as it comes. So much to talk about. Like I said, we'll also be talking about J.B. Pritzker, governor of Illinois, and how he's pretty much coming out and giving us the blueprint on how we're supposed to be dealing with Donald Trump right now, how we should combat Donald Trump's bullshit right now, and how we should not comply with Donald Trump right now. I think he's doing a hell of a job. Past voting records aside, or past issues aside, I'm not a J.B. Pritzker historian. I don't know everything about the man's past, but from what I've seen since Donald Trump has been elected, I've liked what I've seen from him. I think he's right. I think we need a blueprint. I think we need somebody to come out there and say, okay, this is how we're going to step in front of cameras. This is what we're going to say. These are the things we're not going to allow, right? And I think he's done a fantastic job. So I want to give him his props. Obviously, the 2 major plane crashes. Trump, less than 2 weeks into his first administration, has already ordered his first airstrikes, this time in Somalia. All right, so Mr. Anti-War, Mr. President Anti-War, Mr. President to end all wars, already advocating and committing to airstrikes in Somalia. We also have 12 killed in Russian missile and drone attacks in Ukraine, unfortunately. But we also have some other news coming out of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, where the North Korean soldiers that we were reporting for the last few months, being seen on the front lines in and around Kursk, seem to have vanished. The North Koreans are not being seen either as much or at all by Ukrainian soldiers. So if we have time, we'll get into that. Yes, Slava Ukraina, Royam Slava. Hegseth already in his first month has broken Pentagon protocol. Excuse me. Right, we'll get into how Hegseth has already broken Pentagon protocol. Like, obviously not knowing how to do his job, obviously not knowing the ins and outs of the military and how they the rules work there, like he proposed he did. What else do we got? We also have basically the response is what we'll be talking about from the plane crashes. We got a couple Greg Kelly clips to look at on how he thinks DEI ruined the world. Yeah, so let's get into it from here. I do appreciate you guys watching. Again, I'm Boston Brian. If you're just tuning in, this is Blunt Politics, where we just kind of sift through the bullshit of the mainstream media, the GOP, Donald Trump's nonsense, and we just call out as much as we possibly can while supporting our brothers and sisters in Ukraine, supporting the people of Palestine, supporting the citizens of Israel in their plight against, obviously, their governments. So yeah, let's get into what Rachel has to say. And again, I'm just going to play. I would advise you to go back and watch this whole thing. It's really, it gives you a lot of good information, not only about Elon Musk, the FAA administrator who resigned on the day that Donald Trump was inaugurated because of his beef and riff with Elon Musk and SpaceX. All right, so let's get into it before I jump the gun. I don't want to get ahead of my skis. Thank you, Linda Lou, for becoming a new member. I see you over there. All right, let's get into it.
Speaking to reporters about the crash today, the president himself did a lot of swearing, which was weird when you're supposed to be like comforting the nation. He was swearing from the podium. He also rambled and ad-lib riffed on what the crash looked like to him and what it was like for him to watch the video of it. He scoffed at the idea that he would go pay his respects at the crash site, which after all is just minutes from where he lives. He said, quote, "You tell me, what's the site? The water? You want me to go swimming?"
Again.
He also today, at length, blamed the plane crash on diversity.
Stop. There we go. Is that the reaction? I mean, again, I don't know. We're not going to sit here and try to dissect this like we're surprised about Donald Trump's reaction to any disaster or any horrific or serious situation. The man is just incapable. He's just the most, he can't be serious. He's not a serious man. He's not to be taken seriously. So in these situations, when people are, look at all the hands up here. Look at all the hands up. Like, they're actually going to get a fucking answer to their fucking question, right? Or like they're actually going to follow up if they don't get an answer, right? So none of this is none of it makes sense to me. All these people right here know that if he's called on, right? If they're called on by Donald Trump in this press conference room, the answer you're going to get is going to be 100% bullshit. It's going to be total nonsense, and you're not going to get the opportunity or chance to follow up like you should. Correct. It's performative, BJ. Correct. This is performative fucking nonsense is what this is.
Diversity.
Obviously, speaking about the press conference, Donald Trump's press conferences, not of Rachel Maddow's show, obviously.
Hiring. Literally, at the moment, bodies were still being pulled out of the frozen Potomac River. He was insisting that there must be something about this that can be blamed on non-white people having jobs. Right? Said it was just common sense. While we're on the subject of the unquestionably and unerringly excellent performance of white men in their job duties, though, did you see the press conference this morning from Trump's newly confirmed Secretary of Transportation? Here was the very end of that press conference. Here's how that one.
I got a fucking kick out of this one, guys. I don't know if you saw this or if you didn't see this, but I got a fucking kick out of this one. It's like they told, and she'll get into who Sean Duffy is. Again, a hilarious backstory, pretty much like very similar to, a Pete Hegseth, right? Just absolutely unqualified for the position he's in. But this is, we're talking about a man that came out and cosplayed basically as an FAA administrator, right? Just wore the jacket to make it seem like somebody was in charge, right? Listen to this bullshit.
One wrapped up.
Thank you. Is there an acting FAA director?
Look at it. It's like the FAA in the back of his jacket was fucking taped on as he went out there. It's like, hold on, Sean, quick. Whoa, let me tape this FAA on there real quick. So they think somebody's in charge. Meanwhile, as they're walking out, very clearly does a reporter ask, "Hey, after all this fucking, people dying and planes crashing and shit, is there a director to the FAA by any chance? Do we have somebody in charge at the moment?" And do they answer? Is there an answer? Because it's clearly heard.
And he just walks away. Question from the reporter there. You can hear it pretty clearly. Is there an acting FAA director? And you might think that there is an FAA director, right? Because there's this guy there at the press conference in the black jacket, the guy with the brush cut. When he turns around and walks away, you can see a big FAA printed on the back of his jacket. Despite appearances, though, that is not the FAA director. That is Trump's newly appointed, newly confirmed U.S. Secretary of Transportation.
U.S. Secretary of Transportation, right? And listen to who this motherfucker is if you don't know.
Who also was plucked from the elite ranks at the tippy top of the meritocratic pyramid in this country, by which I mean he too was picked off of TV. Like Trump's defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, Trump's transportation secretary, Sean Duffy, also demonstrated his competence for this cabinet position by co-hosting a weekend show on Fox.
What did he do before that? There was something before that he did. I recognize him from something else. What was it?
Now, I don't want to sell him short. He was also on The Real World on MTV.
Oh, fuck me. It's so fucking bad. It is so bad. This, like, at the time of watching this, right? At the time, anybody that's old enough or was in, whatever, that happened to see this at the time, would you be sitting there saying to yourself, you know what? That's going to be the Secretary of Transportation one day. That's going to be the guy coming out and doing press conferences after a tragic plane accident involving a military helicopter and a civilian airliner. That's him. That's going to be the guy right there. I mean, how could that not be the guy, right? How could that not be the guy? Unreal. Hi, Mel. Where's Mel? I see people saying hi to Mel. That's right, too. Can't forget that part. You can't forget. Doesn't he have like 47 kids, too? Right? Doesn't he have like 443,727 kids? Which is clearly why he was picked. He fits right in there. He's got some outrageous number. I think it's like 9. But then again, Yeah, thank you, Mel. I knew it was something crazy. Did he have all 9 of them on that one season on The Real World? Do we know? Anyway, let's see here. Just a few more minutes, because this actually goes into the spat between the FAA administrator and director and Elon Musk and why he ended up resigning and the whole 9 yards. We won't get into. I'm not going to obviously play all of it, but literally the first 5 minutes of this gives you the information you need to move forward in this situation.
So clearly, the best. This morning, while he was wearing an FAA jacket, he was also pointedly not answering that question about, is there an acting FAA director right now? Is there anyone who's directing the FAA right now? He did not answer that question. He just walked away. And that may be because as of this morning, when that press conference was happening, as of last night when the crash happened too, there was no acting director of the FAA.
Isn't that fucking like something that would worry you, right? Which is why, you know, the reporter asked a poignant question. Should people be worried about flying like around the country, especially after what you've been saying, Mr. President, about, the incompetent hirings of the fucking Biden administration and the high positions they've been put in? Like, Donald Trump was actually trying to get you to believe, like, people with no eyes and ears were up there, like, directing flights, right? He seriously wanted the fucking country to believe that, like, the Biden administration were hiring people with no limbs, eyes, or ears as fucking air traffic controllers, as opposed to this crash being a result of the air traffic controller being overworked and trying to do multiple jobs at the same time, right? A job that would normally take two people. He's trying to do it as one person. They talk about the number of hours the pilot had in the helicopter, which if you talk to people in the military or in and around aviation, they'll tell you that's not that many hours for an aircraft, for such a technical aircraft, right? For such a technical piece of kit, let's say. There's a very good YouTube video. I don't see if I'm going to try not to overdo my computer, but if I go to YouTube and I pull up my history, there's a very good YouTube video that you can watch if you do want, somebody that knows what they're talking about the crash and explaining to you what they think happened. Let me see if I can play this history. It's called Taking Flight with Rocket is the name of the channel, and it says it's an update 500-hour Black Hawk H-60 pilot Rebecca Laubach. It's his take. It is. What are you seeing right now? Can I put this on the screen and you'll see it? Let me see. Stream. 1 second. So I'm going to share this tab instead. He's actually breaking it down to the point where he's got, the model planes in his hands, and he's giving you the aspect on what they can see and what they can't see. It is it's less than a half hour long, right? So I'm not saying this guy's right. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying it seems like he has a lot of knowledge on the situation. It seems like he's flown these aircraft and could give you great insight into what may have been the cause and what may have happened. Of course, we're going to wait till the investigation comes out, just like fucking normal people with brains do, instead of speculating as to what took place, right? You can speculate without saying this is definitive, right? Or you can come out in front of cameras, in front of the nations, and say, oh, this is because of fucking Biden's policies and administrations. Even though the wording on the FAA hiring practices, I don't think changed from Donald Trump to Biden to Donald Trump again. So that's another thing that people are calling Donald Trump out on. But yeah, I just wanted to, if you do want the scoop, right? If you do want the tea, maybe on what possibly could have happened in the crash, this is a good video I suggest to watch. And again, like I said, I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying he seems to have good insight into the situation. All right, let's go back to thank you, Cecilia. Thank you so much for becoming a member for 5 months. All right, let's go back to this one instead. Can you see it now? All right, let me get rid of this so we're not delaying. All right. I think that's... Oh, no, yeah, here we go.
The director of the Federal Aviation Administration, like the FBI director, like the IRS director, this is one of those jobs that's not supposed to turn over with each new president. FAA directors are appointed for 5-year terms, which means explicitly they're supposed to span multiple presidential terms. But that did not happen with this FAA director. This one left the job on Inauguration Day.
Right. And you're thinking to yourself, it's crazy that all this shit would happen after, the executive orders that Trump signed, after the FAA administrator resigned, before Trump taking office. Like, it's amazing that all this shit happens after that. It's almost like you could have foreseen trouble coming in paradise after, such a shakeup in such an important fucking part of our society and government.
And until this morning, Donald Trump hadn't gotten around to appointing anybody to replace him. Well, why did the FAA director leave on Inauguration Day? Less than 2 weeks ago, even though he had a whole bunch of years left in his term as.
And this is where I'll end it. This is literally before 4 minutes comes up. This is the explanation as to why the FAA administrator resigned. Just right here, and then we'll go on with the show.
FAA administrator. Why did he leave early? Why did he leave as Trump was being sworn in? Do you remember this? This feels like this was years ago, but it was only 2 weeks ago today. I don't know if they figured out a way to blame this on DEI, right? If somehow, somewhere, someone interfered with the inherent white male excellence of.
You guys remember that? When fucking Elon's space shit exploded, dropping debris all over the fucking Caribbean.
SpaceX. In order to make this debacle happen. I don't know. What was this about? But somehow, Elon Musk's latest rocket ship crashed 2 weeks ago today. It was his huge Starship rocket. It went up a little bit.
Look at that shit. You'd be like, are we being attacked? What is that shit? God,
not far enough, caught fire, broke apart in midair, and showered the earth with debris. Elon Musk was apparently excited by the crash. He described it.
Excited, right? Nothing better than having a fucking showering human beings with fire, rocket fuel, burning fucking metal, huge engines. What else would come down with that? Nothing. There's nothing better than that. We should just do that over the most populated areas. Actually, what a tool! It was entertaining. This fucking guy.
I did as entertaining.
All right, so I get bored easily. So basically what happened is the FAA grounded Elon, right? Not only that, but he's been hit with fines before that. So he's had this spat going with the FAA administrator. He's posted a bunch of times on X saying that he should resign and this and that. So that's basically what led to the FAA administrator resigning, his feud with Elon and all of this bullshit, right? Fast forward to the tragic incident of the other night, and we're left with a snake with no head on it, right? No leader to look to. Donald Trump's not giving you the answers. If anything, he's giving you the worst possible fake answers, right? His made up speculatory fucking bullshit. When you should just be, reassuring the people of the country that this was a tragic mistake. The investigators are looking into it rapidly. What happened? We're very sure that this is not the case elsewhere. You know what I mean? Instead of coming out and saying, "Oh, you know what? It's probably because of black people," which is what they really mean when they say DEI, right? Turns out they just look stupid when the actual identities of these people actually gets released, and they don't have a fucking a person to blame, right? Just nobody that they can fucking point to. So what does it turn to? It turns to the next best thing. It turns to misogyny, right? Because it was a female, right? They can't do the racism. You can't do the DEI. So what's the next best thing? Oh, it was a girl. Oh, it was a girl. That answers it, right? Because they have to go down the chain of fucking misogyny, racism, bigotry, fucking xenophobia, right? If they can't hit one notch, they got to bump it down to the next notch. At least they got to get something out of it. It is. It's just fucking unbelievable. So let me see if I can. There's just so much that I want to check out. All right. So how do we do? 1:30. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right. Do I want to play this now or do I want to play this now? All right, let's just get into a little bit of this, I guess. Let's get into a little bit of this. How's everybody? Everybody still with me? Everybody still with me? Hey, Carol, how are you? Hi, Denise. What's up, Mark? Thank you for your services, buddy. Turby, how are you, brother, again? What's up, Nancy? Big Steph, how are you? let's see. I'm trying to think if we should get into this. I have literally, once again, I just overload myself with shit that I want to put on the show. You know, because I want to make sure. All right, yeah, it does make sense to play at least a little bit of that to make sure that we know how much of an asshole he is, and we can talk about the tariffs, the airstrikes on Somalia. We can look at the Fox and Friends reaction to the plane crash. Like I said, we can talk about Trump's awkward Oval Office presser, where he's just got like Doug Burgum standing over his shoulder the whole fucking time as he talks about random bullshit. He's got another Oval Office remarks. The J6er that was killed in Indiana, and Greg Kelly's explanation of how DEI ruined the country. So let me see if I can start with, God damn it, it's so hard. We'll do this, and then I'll tell you how it should be answered. All right, here we go.
I'd like to request a moment of silence for the victims and their families, please.
And I just want to make sure that everybody knows that anything I say in regards to Donald Trump and making fun of him and the shit that he says involved in this short period of press conference I'm going to play does not discount the seriousness of what happened, right? This is not me making fun of the situation. This is not me discounting the lives that were lost. This is me mocking, ridiculing, trying to tear down in any way possible the lies, propaganda, conspiracy theories that our president, non-president, is spewing out there in regards to any situation. So I'm very sorry that it has to be about this situation, but it is what it is. And when he says some fucking nonsense, I'm going to be here to call it out. So just want to make sure that everybody knows I'm not making fun of the situation. And I'm also going to fast forward.
For a nation, just before 9 p.m. last night, an American Airlines regional jet carrying 60 passengers and 4
You don't need to hear that.
very scary types. You had a airliner coming in, American Airlines. He was doing everything right. He was on track. He was the same track as everybody else that came in.
Are his lips like extremely fucking white right now? Like, did he forget to take the SPF 1000 off the lips after his 18 holes this morning? Or is he just trying to match his eyebrows? Did he actually inject himself with disinfectant? It's starting to look like he took his own advice.
Man, it's probably the same track as they've had for 25 years or more.
But again, this is our fucking gifted president of the United States as the aviation expert he is from years of, fighting and flying fighter jets and being in the military, being around. Can't even say it with a straight face. This he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's used to sitting in a fucking leather recliner in the back of the plane. He doesn't know what the fuck goes on in flying these fucking things. What are you, out of your tree? You think I'm going to listen to this guy on why the military helicopter did what it did? You got to be fucking soft. You are fucking soft. I am sorry if you think that's what's going to happen. Right? If he knows any plane, it's going to be Epstein's plane, right? Tell me how that flies. Tell me how that plane looked. How did that fly? How did it feel to be an Epstein's plane? That's what I want to know. That's what I really want to know, right? I'm sure we'll find out in due time with the investigation of people that actually know what the fuck they're doing will tell us what happened in that situation. But what I really want to know is, how did the Lolita Express, how did that go? Was there ever any, times where you had a bumpy ride on that one, or, maybe a landing you didn't think was going to fucking, right? Huh? No? All right. I tried.
No more. He's coming in the path. And
he's coming in the path. So maybe he is talking about Epstein's. No, that's bad. Can't say that. That's terrible.
For some reason, he had a helicopter.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, it's like you fucking 3 year. When do kids start talking? I don't know. who knows? Whenever your kid starts talking, it's like asking him right off the bat about this situation and trying to get the answer from him. Right? Well, the plane was coming in, right? And then for some reason, it was a helicopter. It was just there. I don't know. It was just there. and then one went, and then the other one, and then, right? Like, what is this shit?
That was at the same height, obviously, when they hit, but pretty much the same.
He's trying to kill me. He's trying to kill me. They were obviously at the same height when they crashed. Great insight, guys. If you didn't know, and I do apologize, because this is, it's very technical, the shit that we're talking about here. You might get lost along the way. So I do apologize, because it really can get technical. But when the two objects met, they were at the same height. Just in case you wanted to pencil that down somewhere.
The same height and going at an angle that was unbelievably bad when the
What? Oh, wow. And going at an angle that was unbelievably bad. And there's a group of fucking supposedly intelligent individuals sitting in front of him, right? Taking notes like, yep, the angle seemed to be incredibly bad. And nothing in their head goes, you know what, I'm going to ask this guy if he's fucking okay. Right? I've fuck this answer. I had a question on the plane crash, but sir, are you feeling okay? Like, why do you talk like a 3-year-old that just came out of bath time and has like a multitude of ideas going on floating around his head? What is happening? How did this happen?
And the air traffic controller said, do you see? He's talking about, do you see him?
Oh, and that video that I was talking about earlier of the gentleman trying to explain it, he has the recordings of the air traffic controller and the planes and how they were talking back and forth. So, like I said, it kind of gives the information that Donald Trump is trying to speculate on. He probably was either told about this information that it exists, or he shortly heard a little bit of the recording, and now he's trying to generalize and trying to make it seem like he actually understands what the fuck he was told. This is what's going on, right? This is what's happening right here.
But there was very little time left when that was stated. And then also he said, follow him in. And then almost immediately after that, seconds after that, there was the crash that took place. Well, you follow him in. That means like everything's fine. Follow him in.
I'm going to go ahead and say follow him in does not mean everything's fine. It means follow that aircraft in as he's landing, I would imagine, right? I mean, I'm not a pilot, so I don't know the terminology. But the thing is, I have the wherewithal to tell you I'm not a pilot and don't know the terminology, so I'm not going to try to like pretend that I do. But I guess the president of the United States has absolutely no problem doing that, because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
You had a pilot.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna need a swear jar on this one. I know I am. I'm gonna need a swear jar. I don't know if YouTube's probably not gonna like me on this episode, and I do apologize, but God, does this fucking shit piss me off. So thank you guys to everybody that's contributing. I really do appreciate it. There's a join button also below me for $1.99. You can join the channel, become a member. That would be fantastic. Another great way is patreon.com/BostonBrian for as little as $5 a month. You can help the channel that way. There's also merch you can get at getdemshirts.myshopify.com. Some fantastic stuff on there. So I really do appreciate it. But yeah, I think we're going to need a swear jar on this one.
Problem from the standpoint of the helicopter.
From water, it was the wettest crash from the standpoint of water.
I mean, because it was visual. It was a very clear night.
I mean, he lost his biscuit. Who just said that? Salty Sylvester? You fucking took the words out of my mouth. Right? But the problem is the people around him. That's the problem. I mean, this guy is just mush in a suit right now. He is orange fucking colored, jello shaped mush in a suit. Oh, thank you. Somebody Venmo? Did somebody Venmo? Oh, thank you, Claudia, so much. Appreciate it. Thank you to anybody who sent a Venmo. That was very nice, Claudia. I do appreciate the $5 on Venmo. Very nice of you. But yeah, Salty, you're absolutely fucking right. He's lost. He's completely fucking lost it.
It was cold but clear, and clear as you could be. The American Airlines plane had lights blazing. They had all of their landing lights on. I could see it.
What's, again, might be a problem because as we know, night vision and light don't go together very well, right? So if you got blinding lights coming at you with your night vision on, might be an issue. Might be an issue. But, who can speculate on that? I know Donald Trump, as the proficient Marine aviator that he is, knows well more than everybody else. He knows the mostest.
It from the Kennedy Center tape. We had a tape up on the Kennedy Center. That seems to be the primary thus far. I'm sure we'll see other tapes because it's such an area where there are a lot of cameras looking up into the air, into space. So we'll probably.
A lot of cameras looking up into air and space and shit. I don't know why, but they get them fucking pointed straight up. I guess for this reason. Holy shit. No soup for you. That's great. Play.
Probably see many other shots of it before too much time goes by. But we had a situation where you had a helicopter that had the ability to stop. I have helicopters. You can stop a helicopter very quickly. It had the ability to go up or down. It had the ability to turn.
Jesus Christ. Wow. Do you guys feel more informed now? Do you guys feel more informed about this situation? The helicopter can go up, it can go down, it can go left, it can go right. It does a woo, woo, woo. Sometimes you can do a whoo, and then you do woo. But it can do a What the fuck are we doing here? He's got helicopters and they can stop on a dime, right? Anything that heavy going that fast can stop on a dime. And they do. I mean, you can stop them relatively quickly as, compared to, aircraft like planes and shit. But I wouldn't say they stop like on the dime. I don't think it's like, oh, you notice something, then you can just be like, I'm stopped, right? I think there's a movement in there in between that, and you understand what I'm saying.
And the turn it made was not the correct turn, obviously.
Guys, are we getting this? Are we following what's happening here? The helicopter can go up, down, sideways, left, right. It made bad decisions, went the wrong way, and it was at the wrong angle, and happened to be at the same height when it crashed into the plane. Now you know far more than you did before you tuned into this press conference.
It did somewhat the opposite of what it was told. We don't know.
All right, it's unfucking believable to me that anybody could sit there.
That would have been the difference because the timing was so tight. It was so little. There was so little time to think. But what you.
Oh my God, he's an idiot. What an idiot.
You did have is you had vision. The helicopter had vision of the plane because you had vision of it all the way, perfect vision of it all the way from at Kennedy.
Yeah, I guess Trump was in the fucking cockpit. Glad he made it, but somehow Trump has given us insight from inside the cockpit. They could see it the whole way. It was very clear from my seat inside that helicopter that I was not in. But I will try to relay this information like I was in the helicopter.
Kennedy Center, where the tape was taken. And for some reason, there weren't adjustments made. Again.
All right, good call. All right, and this is kind of how I wanted to show you you might actually respond to this situation. Say if you were, a leader of a party or somebody that that people looked up to for answers. I just want to play this for a second and give you a take on
of
this.
Virginia, the collision of.
So this is my buddy Tim Kaine, right, of Virginia, who I think has done a very good job in the hearings for Donald Trump's nominees, pushing back against their bullshit. But just a little bit from him to show you the contrast, right? This is just a little juxtaposition from what Donald Trump was saying and doing in response to this, compared to, what somebody that has a brain would say and do about this.
Of course, happened over the Potomac River, which forms part of the border between his state and the nation's capital. Senator, good to see you this morning. Let's just start here in terms of the latest that you've been briefed on in terms of the cause of this terrible tragedy 2 nights ago.
Well, Jonathan, we don't really know the cause, but we have.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, sir, but you're not going to speculate as to what the color of the fucking air traffic controller or who that air traffic controller may be dating at that moment. You're not going to speculate that as to being the cause and the reason for this crash. Are you sure you're not going to blame it on the girl? You don't want to just blame it on the woman and get the fuck out of here? That's not what you're going to do? Wow, okay.
We have a lot of questions that we're answering. We know that the air traffic control tower at Reagan National, which was supposed to have about 30 air traffic controllers, only has about 19 because of severe.
Already more facts and figures and information in the fucking 30 seconds that Tim Kaine's been on this fucking screen. You know more about what happened. Supposed to be 30 people in that fucking tower, only had 19. As I explained, the air traffic controller doing the job of 2 people, right? I didn't hear that in Donald Trump's fucking, clearly we didn't listen to the whole thing, but I can tell you that there weren't many facts and figures in there, right?
Severe air traffic controller shortages in Washington and nationally. We know that normally there would be somebody in the tower handling helicopter traffic and someone else handling plane traffic because those pilots speak on different frequencies.
More information. How's that for you? Not only was the guy doing the job of 2 people, but the helicopter and the plane speak on 2 different frequencies. So he's having to swap back and forth between frequencies to talk to not only the helicopter pilots, but also the plane, right? Did you hear that in Donald Trump's fucking statement or press conference anywhere? I didn't.
And so you need to have that with one person handling both, having to toggle back and forth between different frequencies. The question would be, were all the pilots able to hear one another? And then we know this airport is over congested. I begged my colleagues last year.
Now he talks about the over congestion of the airport and how, when you fly more people into an airport, that the airport's necessarily fit to take in there. When more flights are going in there, more people in and out, the tendencies for accidents and incidents like this goes up, right? Again, didn't hear any of this factual information coming from Donald Trump, but I do hear it coming from Senator Tim Kaine.
Year when we were debating a bill in Congress not to keep forcing more flights into Reagan National. It was built to accommodate 15 million passengers in and out. You guys know this airport well. It's now at 25 million passengers a year.
So 10 million more passengers a year than it's actually built and equipped to take, right? So some senators you'll hear in some of the videos and articles that you see actually have advocated for more runways, right? Talking about how it would be a better thing and bring in more commerce without realizing the dangers that they're putting the pilots and the people that work in this airport and the surrounding areas in, right? But Senator Tim Kaine will make sure that you know that, hey, this could be a reason too. We're not telling you that this is the exact reason because the investigation is still ongoing. I can only tell you the information that we do know. Seems to be what a leader, I don't know, maybe would say in a situation like this, right? Just as a juxtaposition. Am I wrong? Am I right? What do you think?
A year in and out, together with military flights and other really complex security restrictions in the national capital region, I believe just the congestion of the airspace in the airport itself is something that the NTSB is going to be looking at very carefully.
Well, Senator, let's do a little more on just that. I know you, as you said, you and some of your colleagues had raised those concerns years ago. And we, as you say, there's not only has DCA expanded its output, but there's just so much aircraft, military aircraft in particular. There are all these bases surrounding the nation's capital that are constantly in the air. It's such a choreography by these.
Again, this is the airport that these people fly in and out of, right? You'd think they'd want to ensure their own safety. Just
air traffic controllers to get everything
what's up, Adam?
Up and down.
What up, Adam? How are you, brother? What's up, Peter? Hi, Becky. How's everything? What's up, Ron? MK. What's that say? Promethean Rebel? Let's go. Well, how are you? Appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you hit the like button. Another Venmo? Somebody else in the Venmo too? Oh, Debbie. Oh, bless your heart, Debbie, for the $25 on Venmo. Thank you so much. Much love, Brian. Beautiful souls are gone because of this monster. R.I.P. And again, Debbie, I'm not. I think Hal did a very good job of explaining this when he said, there's he was talking about a conversation that he had with his son, which impressed me a lot, that his son would give such astute suggestions as to what could be changed in this situation, as opposed to what Donald Trump did and said. But he's talking about you could implement all those changes, right? And this could happen again the next day, or you could do nothing and this could never happen again, right? So you can't necessarily come on here and say the changes that Donald Trump had just recently implemented had an effect on this crash. I think that's wrong to say, in my opinion. Again, let's not do what we're calling him out for doing and jumping the investigation. Right? Let's find out what the investigators know. Let's get the details in and let's find out what actually happened. Obviously, like I said, the information that Senator Tim Kaine here just gave us would probably go a long way in telling us, just what happened and how the overcapacity air traffic, the overworked air traffic controllers seems to be a recipe for disaster. But again, we can't do the same thing that they're doing to come on and just say it was Donald Trump's fault that this happened. One connection does not lead to the other. So again, I think if anybody explained it well on one of Hal's recent shows, he did a very good job of explaining that one thing is not directly led to the other, and you can implement as many safety regulations as you want, and it could happen again, or you could do absolutely nothing and it could never happen again. So again, let's not get ahead of our skis and start blaming. Let's make sure that people understand that as this is happening, right, the policies and the executive orders and the change up that Donald Trump is implicating, or what he's doing with the FAA is also increasing the dangers, right? Is not helping the situation. That's what we can call out, right? That's the part that we need to stick to. Let's not start placing blame on what policies did what yet, especially when we don't have the facts from the investment. That's all I'm saying. But incredibly. I very much appreciate your contributions to the channel. Thank you so much. Let's be careful. Let's not become the people that we despise. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a little bit of Tim Kaine. Let's see here. I could pop over to this one. How you doing? How's everybody doing? Make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate you guys being here and joining me on this beautiful and freezing Sunday here in Boston, Massachusetts. So what's up, Egolf? How are you? Soulcraft or Bruma? What's happening, guys? Make sure you guys are slapping that like button. Drop some of the emojis in the chat. Would really appreciate that. Seems the algorithm really loves when you guys start tapping and chatting and posting away with the emojis. Make sure on Twitch you guys are liking and sending bits. I don't know, honestly, what you do on Twitch, but please make sure you're doing everything that you possibly can to support the channel. I really appreciate you guys on Twitch. Again, anybody on what's up, Vixen? I see you on there. Vix. Who else we got on Twitch? Let me see my Twitch people. Blue Tomato. Let's see. Big Steph fans on there. Drop it in the chat if you're on Twitch. I appreciate you guys. Let's go. Family, how are you? Appreciate you guys. What's that? Let's see here. Pauline, how are you? Let's go. Now who we got on Facebook? Any Facebookians? Any Facebookians? I appreciate it. All right, next story that we're going to talk about. Let's see. What else can we do? We did, obviously, the tariffs are going to be a big one, so we should probably take a look at this maniacal post from Donald Trump here on Truth Social. Don't worry, Kel. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so let me share this tab instead. I'm going to put this on the screen for you guys to see. I'm going to do one of these. All right. This is Donald Trump's Truth Social post about his tariffs. But in here, he says something, I think, very poignant that we should be pointing out as lefties and people on the people on the Democratic side of things, right? So let's just read a little bit. The tariff lobby, in quotes for some reason, headed by the globalist, again, a term used by let's just say anti-Semites to basically it's a word for Jews, is what I'm going to tell you. I mean, just straight out is what they call. That's their safe word, basically, for saying that. An always strong Wall Street Journal is working hard to justify countries like Canada, Mexico, China, and too many others named continue decades of rip-off America, both with regard to trade, crime, and poisonous drugs that are allowed to so freely flow into America. These days are over. The USA has major deficits with Canada, Mexico, and China. Again, bigger country, buying more stuff. It's not very hard to figure out this guy. Owes $36 trillion, and we're not going to be that stupid country any longer. Make your product in the USA, and there are no tariffs. Why should the United States lose trillions of dollars in subsidizing other countries? He just doesn't understand, right? So when we buy like different materials from other countries, and then we assemble it here in the United States and put it together, right? Like we still buy. And again, there's an article that we'll get into where I think we spent something like $9 billion or imported $9 billion worth of avocados alone from Mexico. And what happened to the USMCA, right? Where just the whole thing is just a complete reversal of the USMCA from his first administration. Where were we? In subsidizing. And why should these countries pay a small fraction of costs of what the United States citizens pay for drugs and pharmaceuticals, as an example? This will be the golden age of America. There will be some pain. Yes. This is what I want. This is what I want to highlight for you guys. This is what I want to highlight. All right. If I can just get the highlight to work. Ready? You guys reading that? Let me put this up there on the screen. You guys reading that? This will be the golden age of America. Will there be some pain? Yes. Now, what do you think that means, guys? What do you think Donald Trump means by will there be a little pain? Yes. What do you think? Is the pain going to be that the price of eggs and gas and everything else is going to go down? Or is he talking about we might have to deal with some high prices in the very near future in order to accomplish whatever fucking long-term goals he thinks he has set? Because I believe what he's saying right here is that he's not going to be able to get the price of shit down, right? What he's saying is the pain is coming at the pump. The pain is coming at the grocery store more than you think now. You thought you were hurting now? You thought things sucked fucking now? Huh? You thought it was tough pulling the fucking full shopping cart around that fucking shopping mart knowing it's going to be a $300, $400, $500 fucking purchase now? Wait till it's almost $1,000. Wait till you're dropping a fucking $1,000 at the supermarket trying to feed your fucking family for a week, right? You just wait. You just fucking wait for those fruits and vegetables to be fucking $7, $8, $9 a pop. Because it's coming. And Donald Trump's warning you right here. He's telling you right in his own fucking Truth Social post right there. Will there be pain? Yes. Maybe and maybe not as a follow-up, right? Maybe and maybe not. Even though I told you definitively on the campaign trail that if I were to be elected, the prices of shit would come down guaranteed. We would do shit on the first day, before the first day. I would illegally start fucking making laws to make shit fucking cheaper. If you elect me now and the shit will drop immediately. Somehow we've gone from that to will there be some pain? Yes. Explain that to me, you maggots. Explain to me how that works. You voted for what? Lower prices, I'm sure? Did you vote for airstrikes in Somalia, which he's doing too? Huh? Did you vote for all that shit? Let me see here. Is it this one? Is this what you voted for? This morning I ordered precision military airstrikes on the senior ISIS attack planner and other terrorists he recruited and led in Somalia. These killers, who were found hiding in caves, threatened the United States and our allies. These strikes destroyed the caves they lived in, killed many terrorists without in any way harming civilians. Our military has targeted the ISIS attack planner for years, but Biden and his cronies wouldn't act quickly enough to get the job done. I did. The message ISIS all would kill. The message to ISIS and all others who would attack Americans is that we will find you and we will kill you. In caps. Is this anti-war? Right? Are we to believe no citizens were harmed? Are we even to believe anybody was taken out? Or is this just patooey? Is this just fucking hooey shit? Right? So he's not getting prices down, right? He's actually reversing the entire USMCA that he touted for so long. He's putting tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. Canada, Mexico, and China are then going to retaliate with tariffs of their own, thus driving the cost up more. Not only that, but this Mr. Anti-War president fucking never got us into new wars, got us out of wars, even though he didn't, even though Joe Biden got us out of fucking wars. In his first 2 weeks, is already supposedly ordering airstrikes. Right? Couldn't wait. Couldn't fucking wait to get in there and start airstriking people. Is that what you voted for, maggots? Anybody in there? Is there any maggots in the chat? Any maggots in the chat? Out of the 600 people watching, there's got to be one or two of you in there that's hiding, not saying shit, that actually tried to get us to believe that Donald Trump was going to somehow get prices down. Oh, man, the price of eggs and gas is worth fucking voting in a 34 fucking felony count rapist. That's what it's worth. Really, really worth it. Is it worth it now? How's that going for you? How's that fucking going for you? Let's see. All right. So let's get into a little fuck around and find out action. I don't know why I keep doing that. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right. January 6th defendant killed by police days after Trump pardon. What's that little phrase that we love to say? Fuck around and find out. I'm sorry, but the ball and the puck in the football in whatever sport that you're playing does not lie. Who said that? Somebody said a very, very big brain. Yeah, hold on. I think I have that. He's got this. Let's see. I should be quicker on the draw with these. You'd think I'd be quicker on the draw. Oh, here you go.
China has total respect for Donald Trump and for Donald Trump's very, very large brain.
Yeah. So January 6th defendant killed by police days after Trump pardon. An Indiana man who was pardoned by U.S. President Donald Trump over the United States Capitol riot was killed by police during a traffic stop days later. Matthew Huddle, 42, was shot and killed on Sunday when police pulled his vehicle over and he allegedly resisted and ended up in an altercation with an officer. And an Indiana State Police statement said it remains unclear what he was being arrested for. Police added that Huddle had a firearm in his possession during that traffic stop. Huddle was one of the nearly 1,600 people who were last week given pardons or commutations by Trump for their roles in the riot on January 6, 2021, when Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Indiana police said the officer involved in the shooting was placed on paid administrative leave. Full transparency requested. Yeah, so basically they're awaiting the outcome of the investigation. Doesn't seem to be too many things. But yes, another January 6th, and this is Stuart Rhodes, right? Yeah, that's just Stuart Rhodes. I don't know why I'm not going to play any of him. Don't worry about it. But yes, just another January 6th defendant we found that hopped right out of prison and stumbled upon a firearm right away, got himself killed. We played the statement and we saw the tweet by the fucking QAnon shaman there, Jacob Chansley, who said he was going to pop right out of prison and he couldn't wait to go get his guns, right? So again, another episode of Fuck Around and Find Out, brought to you by Blunt Politics. So, and then there was another one. What else was I going to show? There's another one. Oh yeah, here's I'm not going to play all of this either. Let's see. No. There's so much that I want to play. It's 2:00 already. Let's see here. It's so hard to figure out what I want to play because I know I'm not going to have time to do it all. There was, all right, let's just take a look at this one and see how this one does here. Get this out of here.
Thank you very much for seeing me twice today. It's going to be quite an important signing, so we thought we'd let you watch. If we could, I'd ask Will to explain the first, but
it's amazing to me how every single one of these things has to be explained by somebody that actually knows what's going on or actually knows what the wording says in them. Trump has no fucking idea. Literally, he's just there with a marker in a right hand to fucking put his little ridiculous signature on there, right? Literally doesn't know what these things are.
Well, really, more importantly, explain the second, and we'll start signing. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Just 2 items for your signature today. The first is the formal commission appointing Chris Rochelot to be the Deputy Administrator of the Federal Aviation Administration.
Right.
And since the commissioner position since the administrator position is currently vacant.
Oh, it seems like he's appointing somebody after the fucking crashes. Oh, there you go.
He will act as the administrator.
So this is going to be an acting FAA director. He's just acting.
Since he's now been appointed.
Look at Trump, like, we're doing something, right? Even though we should have done this a couple of weeks ago.
Deputy.
And he's a very capable guy.
Extremely experienced in aviation.
One where he talks about the tariffs.
In the industry.
Biden, much worse. Not even a contest. What they've done.
I think there's
people, especially in those positions, and you're talking about extremely complex things. And if they don't have a great brain,
oh my God, you have got to be kidding me. He actually does say it again. That's fucking
China
crazy.
has total respect for Donald Trump and for Donald Trump's very, very large brain.
That's crazy.
Complex things. And if they don't have a great brain, a great power of the brain, they're not going to be very good at what.
If they don't have a great brain or a great power of the brain. Again, if I had a grandfather and we were just sitting around fucking chopping it up at fucking whatever, Thanksgiving, and he started popping off with bullshit like this, right? And he started putting together sentences of some of the most simple words in our fucking vocabulary, I would get on the horn and be like, yo, we got to get Pops out of here. Like whatever home, what's what's affordable? We need some, he's going to need some assistance here because things ain't looking good. Literally, like what the power of the brain and he clearly has no clue what he's talking about. Like, and the reporters treat him like he actually does, and it makes me fucking sick to my stomach.
What they do and bad things will happen.
Mr. President, there's long been concerns about the amount of congestion out of DCA airport. Do you think that there's too many flights coming out of that airport?
No, I think we need.
Right? Listen, remember, holy shit. Remember what we just heard, right? We just heard Senator Tim Kaine tell us exactly, right, the numbers for the amount of flights that it was designed for as opposed to the amount of people in and out of the airport now, right? Which is more than 10 times. Somebody in the chat said, what is it, 66% more than it's actually designed to handle? So they actually get an astute question from the reporter. Hey, buddy, trying to egg the president on to saying, hey, maybe this had something to do with it instead of your fucking DEI bullshit, right? And trying to blame this person or that color and that color. And he says no. He says fucking no. Right? Listen.
Congestion out of DCA airport. Do you think that there's...
Hold on. I should probably show it to you. That would make more sense if I did that, right? He actually says no. Listen, ready? No.
President, there's long been concerns about the amount of congestion out of DCA airport. Do you think that there's
Do you have any concerns about the amount of congestion out of the DC airport?
too many flights coming out of that airport?
Do you think there's too many flights coming out of the airport?
No, I think we need very smart
No.
people running the flights and doing it. You know, the ones that aren't good, when they'll either do one of two things: they'll have too many coming in and they can't handle it, or
What? All right, let's go back and dissect that answer, please. Can we please dissect that answer? All right, so this is the end of her answer. Do you think there's too many flights? Can you see my? Yeah, I'll make myself even smaller so you can fucking see. You ready? There we go. All right. So can you see my mouse here? No. Can you see it? Fuck. Where is it?
very smart people running the flight.
All right. So she asked again. Do you think there's too many flights coming out of that airport? And he says, no. I think we need very smart people running the
flights and doing it. You know, the ones
and running the flights and doing it. That's his answer. I think we need very smart people running the flights and doing it. Right? Second sentence.
that aren't good, when they'll either do one of two things: they'll have too many coming in and they can't handle it, or they'll have the people waiting up in the air, which everyone's been caught in that situation. And so
What does that mean? They're words that I recognize in a fucking sentence, in a pattern that I kind of recognize, but they don't make any fucking sense together. What are you talking about? What does that mean? I think we need very smart. Can I go forward? Can I jump forward on this one or no?
smart people running the flights and
Okay, very smart people running the flights. Okay.
doing it. You know, the ones that aren't good, when
The ones that aren't good.
they'll either do one of two
The ones that aren't good when they'll either do one of two
things:
things.
they'll have too many coming in and they can't handle it,
They'll either have too many coming in and they can't handle
or
it.
they'll have the people waiting up in the air, which everyone's been caught in that situation.
What? I cannot waste my life trying to dissect what this guy is saying. But the people listening to that must be like, what? Oh, thank you, Sally. Thank you so much. Appreciate that for gifting a membership. It's very nice of you to do. Very nice of you. Thank you so much. Right? I mean, it's unbelievable the shit that this guy says. Unbelievable. And people take it as like it's something real, right? Like it's actually something real. All right, let's get out of this one. I can't watch him that much. All right, let's get into a little bit of it's kind of early for that too. All right, we'll watch Fox and Friends. Let's do Fox and Friends and see what they have to say about this.
And just an hour ago, President Trump signing an executive memo directing the FAA to assess in hiring. He also addressed the nation on those concerns earlier today.
Our hearts are shattered alongside yours, and our prayers are with you now. We must have only the highest standards for those who work in our aviation system. I changed the Obama standards from very mediocre at best to extraordinary. I put safety first. Obama, Biden, and the Democrats put policy first. You did have is you had vision. The helicopter had vision of the plane because you had vision.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Again.
Of it all. This is a tragedy that should not have happened.
How you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this crash?
Because I have common sense.
Okay. There you go. And that's it right there. The gentleman asked, how can you possibly come to the conclusion already that diversity, equity, and inclusion had anything to do with it? And his answer is because he has common sense. Because obviously it has to be just somebody incompetent involved that is of a different race, color, creed, something like that. Right? Basically, that's what he's saying. That's what the fuck these people are saying. At what point was anybody involved? Has anything to do with DEI, right?
Okay. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't. We want brilliant people doing this.
Should people be hesitant to fly right now?
No, not at all.
Again, try to make that make sense. After everything that you just heard out of the videos that we just played of him talking about how the Biden administration hired a bunch of fucking DEI hires to do air traffic controller, and they're incompetent, and oh man, we're gonna have to come in and totally reverse all this shit. And do you think that instills like trust in people. Oh, Bob, let's go. U.S. has 16.1 commercial flights annually. God damn, that's a shitload. It has 16.1 commercial flights annually. Wait a minute. 16.1. That doesn't sound right? Put Trump on a Boeing Max then. That can't be right. Didn't he just say there was 25 million annually out of Reagan alone? Just a question. 16.1, Steph? So another one. So what did he say when he said there was 25 million annually out of Reagan? Was that people? He's saying that, that was people in and out of Reagan. Okay. I just answered my own question. You answered my own question. You know who does look like they've been hitting the Ozempic? Oh my God. Somebody just said that. All right, let me get out of this one. What's this one I wanted to show? We got time. I want to show you this. Somebody looks like they've been hitting the Ozempic. And then, we'll do this one. All right, so I can get rid of this. Sorry, I'm just trying to clear my tab so I'm not overloading the computer. I can get rid of that one. I can get rid of that one. All right, so let me see if I can show you this. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love seeing these two together. All right, sorry. I'll put myself full screen so you don't have to see that fucking prick. All right, let me go to history. You're gonna love this one. You are gonna love this one. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Shut up, lady. 1 second. Sorry, I was playing in my ear. Are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this combination right now? I don't know if you're ready for this. So we're going to call this the Venmo Beetlejuice combination. This is the crank and wank, and then Venmo right after couple. This is what we're going to call these two. This is, ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Boebert and Matt Gaetz together in one fucking place. Well, on one show at least. But yeah, take a look. Take a look at Lauren Boebert and tell me if you don't think that she's been hitting the Ozempic.
Hill during confirmation hearings. Kash Patel was before the Senate Judiciary Committee seeking
I don't care what you
to
have
get
to
a
say.
10-year term as the leader of the FBI. He received a remarkable introduction from Senator Tom Tillis, and it caught my ear because at times Senator Tillis has been a little bit hostile to some of President Trump's choices. But take a listen to this.
I've completed due diligence on his life and career, and I'm convinced that Kash possesses significant.
And I'm just thinking that must look so bizarre.
Am I wrong to think here? Let me see if I can put this on the full screen. Let me see if I can put this on the full screen for you. Am I wrong to think here that Lauren Boebert does not look the healthiest? Right? Am I what's going on there? What's happening here? Seems to me like Lauren's losing a little weight here. Oh, hold on. I saw that one. Warren Coker says, Opus Dei is pulling the strings. We need to talk about it. They have J.D. Vance, Peter Thiel, Leonard Leo, and Mike Johnson. They want to amass money and power. Warren, I think that's an astute observation because I've heard recently about J.D.'s ties or, basically his similarities in religion with Opus Dei. So, yeah. But I appreciate your contribution. I absolutely appreciate you supporting the channel. It's definitely something to look into. But am I crazy? Like, guys, am I wrong here? Am I wrong to think that's like a shrinking Lauren Boebert? How's that Ozempic lady? Let's hear what she has to say. Let's hear what she's got to say.
Do you think there's political risk here for Democrats just going so beyond the pale that ultimately voters might punish them in the midterms?
Well, I think the Democrats have already gone so far beyond the pale, and they have been.
What is the fuck? What does she get? Like a little gift bag? What is this little gift bag she's got going here? Like, if you pop on Matt Gaetz' show, we'll give you a gift bag with Trump's name on it and a MAGA hat. But it's probably not going to fit because your head shrunk since the last time we saw you. Ozempic. Let's go. This Matt Gaetz episode brought to you by Ozempic. I don't know. I saw this and I saw her and I was like, whoa. She doesn't look healthy, right? Well, Lauren, from everybody here, all the Bryantologists at the house and the science of Bryantology, we wish you well. We we do. We hope you get healthy. Get off the Ozempic, whatever it is that's floating around that Trump team. Just get the fuck off it, please. All right, I won't bore you anymore with that. But I did just want to point out that she does not look well. What was I on? I was on the. Oh yeah, I was on this one. All right, these assholes. All right, yeah, I want to hear what you have to say. I don't want to hear what Trump has to say. All right, let's hear what the unfunniest man in the world has to say. I'm going to share this tab instead. We'll get it in real quick. No, I'm going to add to the stage. There we go. I'll do this one. How about that? All right. Let's see what these four assholes have to say. Oh, what's up, Slacks? Slacks. Love you, Brian Mal Logan. Loved all the Bryantologists. Busy training my new 3-month-old blue tick coonhound puppy buddy. I picked him up in Manhattan at 6:30 a.m. yesterday morning. Congratulations, Slacks. If and when you can, please shoot over a picture of the new puppy. There is nothing better than a new puppy, honestly, or a new young animal of any kind, to tell you the truth. But Slacks, thank you so much. Make sure you get that training done. Give the puppy a treat for me. I really appreciate you tuning in, dude. Thank you so much. All right, let's see if I can get rid of this. All right, let's just hear a little bit of what these fucking four assholes have to say. Four assholes and Jessica Talov is what the name of the show should be.
Yeah, it's a terrible story, and we talk about it because it is like the first big casualty in 15 years. So that's really what makes it news, because it's so rare.
What makes it news is the loss of life, you fucking cold-hearted prick. It's not just the situation itself. It's the fact that there was figure skaters on there, right? There was actual people with actual lives that connected to actual other things, right? A lot of it being right here in Boston, where the figure skaters were from, right? A lot of hearts and a lot of people were touched and broken here. A lot of real people found themselves losing loved ones in this situation, which is why it's a news story. It's not like I can't stand the way they fucking cover this shit. I really can't.
I think we lose this many people in 2 days of fentanyl overdoses. It took us years to pay attention to that.
Fuck you. How about that? How about that, Greg? Just fuck you.
I know nothing about this area, but when Trump talks about aviation, he's not some talking head like me who bones up on Wikipedia. He knows jets.
Yeah, he knows jets. He knows jack shit, is what you should have said. I don't know what he's trying to do, coming across and trying to fucking tell us that Donald Trump is this fucking aviation expert, right? Because he picks the color and the trimmings and the fucking seats on his fucking planes. The fuck out of here.
He knows copters. Half his life is spent in the air. And sadly, in 1989.
Was he flying them, Greg? Is he flying these things? Does he have a fucking pilot's license? Does he fucking have a license to fly a helicopter? Or is he sitting in the back sipping fucking whatever he fucking sips? What are you talking about? He's not just some talking head. Literally exactly what he is.
3 of his top executives died in a copter crash. He understands this.
Yeah, that should make him an expert, guys. That should make him an expert. That's what it does. After you have friends that die in crashes, that automatically makes you some sort of aviation expert and should be, looked at and have a camera and a microphone stuck in front of your face the next time it happens, so we can get your fucking point of view on what you think was the cause.
So this isn't like, when he talks about this stuff, it isn't like Joe Biden riffing on, corn pop or his life on Am.
Do you want to fucking try that one again? Do you want to try that one again, Greg? Jesus Christ. Sounded like rocks trying to go through fucking gears trying to get that one out. Biden, pop, he's old.
Trump actually lives this stuff, so...
Yeah, he lives this stuff, baby. Well, guess what? Joe Biden was on Air Force One a lot. So I guess we should be going to Joe Biden for his answers on this. Because he knows, I guess, more than anybody, since he's got a plane. He was on Air Force One for a long period of time, right?
it's more than just an opinion. It's somebody who opinion backed by experience. But the question then is, it's the words versus deeds test. You know, do you react with like, how dare he say this stuff? Can you believe Trump said this? It's like, so what? He earned.
Again, this is just Greg Gutfeld excusing Trump's fucking moronic, conspiracy-laden bullshit fucking point of view on what he thinks happened in this crash. That's basically what happened. Yeah, this is what the people voted for. You voted for him being an idiot. You voted him being a moron. But that's just what it is. It comes with the job. Comes with the territory, right?
Earned it. You know, his brash commentary is part of the package. And part of that package is transparency. He says what he thinks. I give him the latitude.
Yeah, you give him the lad. He says what he thinks, even though it's like incredibly dangerous, incredibly incorrect and unfactual, right? What's up, Jim? How are you, buddy? Yeah, so what? He's the fucking president. Well, yeah, so what? He's the fucking president. I get what you're saying, Jim. I get what you're saying. I put the wrong process on the label.
It's what we voted for. He's earned the right to say these things. And if you don't like his words, just follow his deed.
Doesn't, like, everybody understands it has nothing to do with not liking his words. It's the fact that the words don't make any fucking sense. And when they do happen to be like in the right, correct order, they're talking about something unfactual, right? Again, the president of the United States does not have the leeway to go up there and just fucking riff like he's freestyling, right? You don't just go up there and freestyle whatever the fuck you want. That's not how this job works. That's not how the position works. Thank you, Julie, for becoming a new member. I appreciate you very much. You can join Julie just below me for $1.99 a month. Guys, literally, $1.99 a month is the best way to help this channel. Right now, if everybody just hops out, hit the like button, share it out to Blue Sky. Make sure you guys are sharing the show out too. Fucking hashtag Boston Brian, Blunt Politics, tag me in it, and I'll repost it, right? We're getting close to 100,000 on Blue Sky. So, you know, let's go. Let's see if we can get there to 100,000. Let's keep going to 15,000 on Facebook. Let's keep growing, on YouTube. Let's keep growing Facebook. Let's get this shit done. Let's, like I said, drop the emojis in the chat, get the chat flowing. Let's keep this thing going. All right. Julie, I hope you have a wonderful experience becoming a new member on this channel. I very much appreciate you being here. We're just trying to create a community of what we call Bryantologist here as a joke on the cult of Donald Trump. This is the house, the house of Bryantology, we call it. So we are the Bryantologists and the lobsters. We love the lobsters. Drop a lobster in the chat right now. Let's go. And again, for $1.99 a month, you can join Julie as a channel member, and it really goes a long way to helping this channel. So I appreciate it very much, Julie. Thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate it. Oh, Patrick, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You guys are wonderful. Thank you, Tanya, again, for your services and for your lobsters. But thank you so much, Patrick, for the 5 gifted. Again, another wonderful way to help this channel and get this channel up to 15,000 and then to 20,000. And then we might actually start making a dent, right? We might actually start making an impact where other channels might have to start talking about us, right? We might have to start getting into some debates and shit. So that's what I'm looking for. All right, look, a couple more. Actually, no, fuck. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to skip right into, let's skip right into what Jessica Tarlov has to say, because I love me some Jessica Tarlov. Ready?
For the families of those who passed away. It's going to be a very long road. There was a story about a figure skater who was part of this group who tried to get on the plane, but his dog was too big.
Right.
So he had to make the 14-hour drive, which saved his life. And I'm sure his survivor's guilt. No.
Wow, that's funny. The Democrat on the panel seems to be dealing with it with like empathy and compassion, sympathy, and with regards to the family and the story of you know, the story she's telling of, I believe it was a kid that couldn't get on because his dog was too big, and how he's now going to have to live with the guilt of not ever being, you know, that type of stuff. So instead of being like, yeah, Donald Trump gets to get out, he gets to say whatever the fuck he wants, right? We voted for it. No, you got a sensible Democrat on the panel right after fucking Janine here says what she's got to say. Janine's here to say what I got to say. And then fucking, you know, Jesse comes on with his misogynistic bullshit. And then we actually get the bright light of Jessica Tarlov. Right?
Knowing how close that community is going to be
terrible.
A lifetime of pain and anguish. And it's just heartbreaking. The staffing issue, obviously a massive problem. If you have one person.
All right. Well, she's billed as the fucking one Democrat on the panel, I'll say. I mean, I don't know her voting record. I don't know if she's a conservative. I wouldn't say she's very, I don't know. That's tough to say, right? I mean, because she's a Fox News employee doesn't automatically make her conservative, right? So I don't know if we should get into a debate on whether or not she's she's billed as the fucking lefty on the panel, basically, is what I'm saying. That's all. All right. So let's get into, like I said, I just wanted to show you that she actually had some brains and some compassion and some empathy. But let's get into let's see, I'll bring you back this way, do this, so you don't have to go through the bullshit that I have to go through. And this is what I want to end on. Right.
Well, this
right.
plane crash.
Easy, Greg, take it easy. He's already playing. Let's see. I'm going to share this stream instead. I'm going to put on the channel. Here we go. All right. This is Greg Kelly, ladies and gentlemen, who also has the answers, and he's going to tell us how DEI ruined the country, as you can see here by the title. Let's see what Greg Kelly has to say.
Well, this plane crash just broke the heart of America. They're still pulling bodies out. They've got about 20 or so to go. About 40 have been pulled from the icy Potomac River so far. Hello.
Like, how is that your entrance into this story, guys? Honestly, the first thing you're going to talk about is the bodies being pulled out of the Potomac, right? Like, it's just right off the bat, isn't there a lot more to explain before you start going into the bodies being pulled? Just right off the bat strikes me as odd.
Hello, everyone. You know about the collision between that Black Hawk helicopter and the American Airlines.
And again, get ready for a video that has absolutely nothing to do with the title. It's just the way they roll over there on these conservative sites, whether it be OAN, Newsmax, fucking RSBN. RSBN's okay with it, but the rest of these things, it just whatever they put out as the title has nothing to do with the fucking. I've been duped so many times, but let's see Greg Kelly's answers here.
Jet at about 9 o'clock last night. We are getting all kinds of information. For instance, in the tower, it looks like there was one person on duty for a responsibility that really required two people. One person handling takeoffs and landings. Now, we don't know if that's the...
Now, let me ask you, how is that DEI related? Are you going to relate that to DEI?
The pertinent factor that led to what happened, but it's something to make note of. And also that aviation is still the safest way to go. And we are a lot better than we were in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I mean, take a look at that.
Wow. So what you're saying is the policies and the regulations that have been implemented over the years have gone a long way in keeping us very safe. Is that what you're saying? So you're saying what you're saying here is in no way, shape, or form has DEI increased the rate of accidents in the sky or otherwise. Is what you're showing me on the screen here. But then again, you're going to go ahead and try to tell me how DEI ruined the country. So again, how do we get from one place to the next? I don't know, but he's going to let us know, guys.
We hardly ever have these anymore, but we probably shouldn't have had this one. This one was caught on camera. The camera, now I know from President Trump, that we're looking at or looking from is on the Kennedy Center. You saw that little flash. Here it is again. The big orb is the jet, and here comes the helicopter.
All right, yeah, we saw it, Greg. We saw it.
And they both go down. You know, it's interesting, after a mishap, an aviation mishap, the professional...
Are you going to tell us how this is in any way related to DEI, please? Can we get on with it, Greg? We're now a minute and a half into this video, and I literally haven't heard anything on how you're going to tell me how...
Pretty much know right
related.
away what happened. There was a massive emergency response, aviation response. The investigators, the professionals, the pilots, they start talking amongst themselves about what happened. And, well, they share that information with themselves. They often don't share it with the public.
They share it with themselves?
President Trump is sharing what he knows with the public. And it's refreshing. It's a little bit different.
A little bit different. Is that how we're going to explain it now? Is that how we're going to explain it, Greg? It's a little bit different, is it? Is that what the lies, propaganda, and conspiracy theories are going to be called now? It's a little bit different. You know, it's just we're usually having a president that comes out there and waits till the facts are in hand and we actually know what the fuck happened, and then we can tell the American people. But I kind of like it when he spitballs and riffs off the top of his head on what may or may not have happened and who's to blame and what color they may be. It's different.
But he tells us what he knows.
And again, Greg Kelly, as shitty as he is, as big a moron he is, just gave us more information than Donald Trump gave in his fucking entire press conference by telling us the demand shortage of people in the tower, right? Literally. Now he's going to tell us how awesome it was that the president of the United States gave less information than Greg Kelly on Newsmax. All right, here we go.
Knows because I think he respects us. And this is what I would want to know as a pilot. Hey, what really happened here? What do we know so far? He's telling the people. They've told him, and now he's telling us.
You had a airliner coming in, American Airlines. He was doing everything right. He was on track. He was the same track.
Yeah, fuck. I can't. I'm not listening to that again. Sorry. Play.
But they spend an awful lot of time telling us about their procedures. And sometimes it seems like they're holding back information rather than sharing information, promoting the NTSB.
All right, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we are now 3 minutes and 34 seconds into the Greg Kelly video telling us how DEI has ruined the country. And we've yet to hear anything related to DEI.
The brand. And from President Trump, well, we're getting information as they're relaying it to him. He's relaying it to us.
Look at the Chiron.
You had a pilot.
Look at the Chiron. Hold on. I got to get out of the way so you can see it. Look at this. Finally, a president that knows all the facts. You are fucking shitting me. Oh, wow. Who wrote that one? They must have been giggling all the way to the computer. That's fucking hilarious.
Problem from the standpoint of the
Water.
helicopter.
Yeah, it's like I said, it was stet from the standpoint of water. What happened to the water?
Water coming here is dead.
Oh, sorry, the water is dead, actually.
I mean, because it was visual. It was a very clear night.
I can't listen to this guy explain this again, Greg. I'm here I want to know how DEI ruined the country. Can you please tell me? That's what I'm here for. Hit me, Greg. Hit me.
Computer animations and that kind of thing. All right. But what about the helicopter not taking any kind of evasive maneuver?
For fucking Christ's sakes. All right.
Had vision of the plane because you had vision of it all the way, perfect vision of it all the way from.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say if they had perfect vision of the plane the whole time, they wouldn't have fucking crashed into it. What a ridiculous, stupid thing to say. But come on, Greg. Hit me with the DEI, please. DEI me.
Too. We don't have many presidents who own their own helicopter 40 or so years before they became president. But I think this is what has got a lot of people talking. The lower standards of the Department of Transportation, the FAA, under the Obama and Biden administrations.
The FAA is
He goes back to Donald Trump. Is this whole thing just going to be fucking Donald Trump spitting his stupid shit out?
Recruiting workers who suffer severe intellectual disabilities.
Okay, all right. So we are now 5 minutes and 48 seconds into it, and he's finally getting to what I think could be possibly some DEI stuff. Here we go. Listen in.
The FAA is actively recruiting workers who suffer severe intellectual disabilities, psychiatric problems, and other mental and physical conditions under a diversity and inclusion hiring initiative spelled out on the agency's website. Can you imagine? Targeted disabilities are those disabilities that the federal government.
What's the chances, right, that if when he's done talking about this, we had to look up exactly what that says, that it would match up to what he's saying.
As a matter of policy, as identified for special emphasis in recruitment and hiring, the FAA's website states they include hearing, vision, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism all qualify for the position of a controller of airplanes.
Now, what do you think that it says that? That last part, what do you think it says that last part? What are the chances it says that last part that it's seeming that he seemingly just added in there? One more time.
For the position of a controller of airplanes pouring into our country, pouring into.
So people with epilepsy, people with no limbs, people with missing extremities, like he said, no eyes, no ears, people with mental disabilities, all qualify for air traffic controllers? Now, if I was to just hop over to here for a second and do the FAA recruiting. Excuse me. I just want to, let's see here. 2020, January 20, flight championship fact sheet. Let's see here. Trump criticized DEI and the FAA's diversity policies after a deadly plane crash. Here's what we know. Criticized predecessor. I put a safety. It's been a long-standing safety, but air traffic controllers must undergo extensive training. Let's see here. Do they actually give the policy? People with disabilities have to meet the same rigorous standards as other applicants, according to Kai Feldblum, a former commissioner of the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission during both the Obama and first Trump administrations. Obviously, you only hire a person with a disability to do a job for which they're qualified, end quote. Quote, I've seen no evidence that there are people with intellectual disabilities that have been hired to be air traffic controllers. Before Mr. Trump took office last week, there was a, quote, diversity and inclusion page on the FAA's website, which stated that the FAA had a, quote, special emphasis in recruiting and hiring people with the list of disabilities Trump cited. The FAA has a range of roles beyond air traffic controllers, and its website does not indicate that these hires would be eligible for air traffic controller positions. Now, if we click here, and I can share this tab instead, make sure you guys are seeing this. This is the actual, this is what he's referring to right here, right? This is what he's referring to. Diversity, equity, inclusion takes first flight. Let's see here. Employee Association and Special Emphasis Program. The FAA takes great pride in ensuring that all employees are afforded the opportunity to connect with others who share the similar cultural background, identity, interest, or goal. Our employee associations and special emphasis programs serve to facilitate career development, formal and informal mentoring, diversity and inclusion, and social interactions. The FAA supports the following groups, which are open to all FAA employees: FAA Pride, gay, lesbian, bisexual employees, National Native American, Alaskan Coalition of Federal Aviation Employees, and a bunch of other ones that are people with disabilities. Individuals with targeted or severe disabilities are the most underrepresented segment of the federal workforce. These people with disabilities program ensure that people with disabilities have equal federal employment opportunities. The FAA actively recruits, hires, promotes, retains, develops, and advances people with disabilities. The FAA meets the goals of the PWD program through a variety of practices: targeted disabilities, on-the-spot hiring, reasonable accommodation, direct hiring authorities. Let's see here. People with severe disabilities for individuals with severity, such as missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, severe intellectual disabilities, and psychiatric disabilities. For veteran disabilities, right? Disabled veterans, veterans who have served in active duty during war, or veterans who have received campaign badges or an armed forces service medal. Learn more about that here. So again, the main thing that we are to look for here is the fact that none of that says that this is recruiting for air traffic controllers. Basically, it states that there are a wide variety of jobs in the FAA, and what they're saying is they're basically not discriminating against anybody that comes to apply for a job, right? That's all this is saying, right? This whole page is basically to say, yes, we're committed to accepting applicants no matter what the fuck they are and giving them the fair shot. I mean, it doesn't take much to say that again, does it like we just stated, guys? Does that say anywhere on there that for air traffic controllers? Now let's go back to Donald Trump. Let's go back to Donald Trump, and what did he say?
A little.
What did he say?
Qualify for the position of a controller of air.
Now, what
Airplanes
do we
pouring
usually
into our country.
I'm sorry. What do we usually call that? What do we usually call? I think we call that a fucking blatant lie, right? Like you can tell just by the way he said it, and I apologize for the nunt alert. I'm gonna have to have Hal make me a nunt alert that I could put up so I don't feel like I'm stealing his stuff. So if he can contribute to a nice fancy new nunt alert that I could put up, so I don't have to, so I don't have to steal his, that would be fantastic. I appreciate it if you're watching, buddy. But yeah, a blatant lie, and you can tell just by the way he's speaking when he's reading the piece of paper, right? And then he pops his head up, and anything said after that is obviously off the cuff, is off the top of his head. So he decided to add that part to make it sound more scary, right? So listen to it one more time. One more time.
Disability and dwarfism all qualify for the position of a controller of airplanes pouring into our country,
Now, let me ask you another question, which is why the reporter later asked him a similar question. If that's the case, right, let's just roll with it. If that's the case, what he just said, that all of these people with all of these disabilities are now out there being air traffic controllers, does that instill trust in the people of this country to fly on commercial airplanes? Right? You got to think what you're saying as a president and how that affects everybody. If you're now telling people that the past administration put all of these people in the most important positions in air traffic controllers, people are going to be like, why the fuck? I don't want to fly on a plane if they got people with no eyes, right? Telling me where the plane's going to go. I mean, how ridiculous is that? So you're creating panic, right? You're creating panic by doing that. And he thinks he's getting one over on the last administration by getting a little gaffe in there, not thinking what that means for the vast public, which is why, again, we heard that reporter say, listen, should the fucking people in this country feel safe flying around? Because it sounds to me like what you're saying is the last administration put a lot of incompetent people in some of the highest positions, not the highest positions, but as air traffic controllers controlling these airplanes. Which, again, I would like to let YouTube and everybody else watching is not the fucking case. Not true. He's lying. It's a lie. A straight up fucking lie.
into a little spot, a little dot on the map, a little runway.
Yeah, the scandal is that this actually does exist, that this was policy, not that he's saying it out loud. That's okay. He has the form. I have the form. And all these disabilities.
Do you have the form? That's funny, Greg. You know who else has the form? I have the form too, motherfucker. You're not the only one with the form. I got the form too. And nowhere on here does it say that they would be air traffic controllers automatically. Right? Nowhere on here does it say, hey, come here with no arms and no legs and no eyes and no fucking teeth, and you'll automatically be an air traffic controller. Because if it says that on here, I'd like to show me where. Show me where it says on here. Show me where it says on here. You fucking nepotistic prick.
Abilities are actually listed on it. Everything from autism to deafness to blindness to intellectual disability. It is it's something out of Mad Magazine or something like that.
What? What the? Like, how are they incapable of fucking understanding what they're looking at? How is this possible, right? Hi, Jessica. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hey, Ricky. What's up, David? Hey, Steph. What's up, Sylvain? Marsha. Suzanne. What's up, guys? Make sure you're smashing that like button for me, please, and thank you. But see how it's being misrepresented? Like, do you see how it's being misrepresented? Like, do you see how this is now trying to instill fear into people? Or, on the other hand, what he thinks he's trying to do is trying to make it seem like all these people are in place with these problems as air traffic controllers. Therefore, he can come in and in one fell swoop say he did some action that got rid of all these people that never existed in the fucking first place in that role, right? Just like he did with everything else. just like he did. Make up a story about it, so therefore you can come into power and say, "Oop, in this one executive action, the one executive order, we did away with all that." Yeah, because it wasn't a problem to begin with. Right? So you can see how this is being misrepresented. You can see how this is trying to instill fear so that now he can come in and say, oh, in one executive order, all those people are gone, but they never existed in the first place, right? We just read it. Yes. Again, to reiterate and to recap what this is saying, and I will show it again to let everybody know that what Greg Kelly is now playing on the screen, the copy of what he's playing on the screen is what you are looking at right now, what we just went through, right? National Coalition of Federal Aviation Employees with Disabilities, Professional Women's Controllers, Technical Women's Organization, Special Emphasis Programs on Federal Women's Program, Hispanic Employment Program, People with Disabilities Program. And what's it say? It says the FAA supports the following groups which are open to all FAA employees, right? I don't see where any of this says that they're automatically going straight to the top of the tower so they can start controlling planes, right? Our people are strength, and we take care and invest in and valuing them and such. Again, this is just a big. Hey, we're gonna take care of the people that are in this, and anybody that's applying for it, we're gonna make sure that we take you equally, right? But Greg and his fucking cronies just cannot get it through their thick skulls. They honestly believe that there are blind, deaf, no people with no arms up there actually controlling planes. And nothing against people with those disabilities, but obviously there's some things that you will no longer be able to do, right? And I think we can equally say that an air traffic controller is something you probably need both limbs. You probably need a lot, all these things, right? I think that's something that we're all safe in saying. But he's actually trying to pass across right now that these people are up there in the tower doing this right now. That's what they're trying to say.
You never, ever would have thought that this could be part of aviation policy. But here it is. And remarkably,
it is not aviation policy, right? It's not just policy for planes and flights. This is a federal organization that has other employees and other positions. Thank you, Steven. Appreciate you, dude. Oh, look at him, dude. So many people contributed to the show today. Thank you so much, guys. Holy shit, we got a stack of them. All right, so I'm gonna round this up because we're getting close to the bottom of the hour here. So we'll do about 2 more minutes in this. And then I'll get into thanking everybody for their contributions to the channel. If you want a super chat answered, or you have a question, or if you want to contribute to the channel, now's your time, because I will be going through everybody that contributed in about 2 minutes after Greg Kelly is done making an ass out of himself and misrepresenting everything that he's seeing in front of his face.
Whenever there's a mishap in America, you see senators responding after the fact with their solutions. This is one of the cases where before
he's such a smug fucking prick too. He is such a smug piece of shit. He thinks he's so right. Look at this fucking face right here. Look at this fucking face right here. Ugh, he thinks he's.
This is like one of the cases where before
lick them
something
lips.
Horrible happens.
You smug bastard. You smug. All right, I'm done with Greg Kelly. All right, I can't take any more of that. So we'll do this. We'll start thanking everybody. How about that? Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Again, if you're looking to get a super chat in, if you have a question or anything, pop it in the chat now, because we're going to be recognizing everybody that makes this show run. And again, appreciate anybody that liked, shared, subscribes. If you do it afterwards, thank you very much. That is just as helpful. That is, again, just as beneficial to the channel as everything else. So thank you to those people as well. Christina, did I take the words out of your mouth? Yeah, I'm done with him. I appreciate it. All right, so let's get. Are we done? Well, yeah, it's a 2-hour show. I mean, I could. There's a lot we could cover, but again, I don't want to keep everybody. I know you guys have family and friends and things to do and people to see, places to be. So I don't want to keep you all day, but I appreciate you guys being here. We'll have a lot more to cover on the Wednesday show. Make sure everybody that's on here on Sunday comes join me on the Wednesday, right after Hal Sparks. Make sure you're watching Hal, and then right after me, right after Hal at 8:30, I pop on there, and we have our Wednesday show, which is which I'm happy to add. I'm happy to be able to see you guys more during the week. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. All right, let's get into the super chats. Daff, right off the bat with the $10 with the 10 membership gifted. Let's fucking go, dude. I appreciate it. Again, one of the best ways to help this channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and your support and your kindness towards this channel. So thank you, dude. I really do appreciate it. JD, happy Groundhog Day. Another 6 months. Well, 6 weeks, excuse me. So, geez, 6 months would be would be really depressed. Don C from Massachusetts, thank you for the dispensary fund. You're going to need it. Thank you, brother. I really do appreciate it. 2 rocking here. Oh, you can't even see it. It's green. How awesome is that? They were thinking about that. That's hilarious. John, thank you so much. I appreciate it, dude. Burke, let's fucking go. Hey, B, sorry I missed the live the last 2 weeks, but I was listening to each full broadcast. Keep up the fight. Appreciate it, dude. I really, really do. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being there. Hope you had a great day. Hope everybody had a great weekend as well. Make sure you round out the weekend in a nice way so that you're going into the work week in a good mood, right? Do something nice for yourself tonight. Watch a nice movie that you like. Take a nice bath, whatever it may be. Get out there, play with the dog. That way you're going into the work week nice and energized and happy, because we got a lot of bullshit to deal with and you're going to need the energy. Believe me. Luis, let's go, brother. For 10 months, let's fuck around and find out what MAGA begin. Dude, I'm telling you, the January 6th people that got pardoned, they're dropping like flies. I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying, the puck never lies. You get the bounces that you're supposed to get after the referee screws you. That's all I'm going to say. Sheldon, thank you so much for the 1 membership gifted. I really, really do appreciate it. And again, make sure if you're getting a gifted membership, you're saying thank you to whoever gifted to you. And if after that 1 month of free membership you get, you're still watching the show regularly, think about re-upping on that. It's only $1.99. I swear to God, there's nothing out there that you can buy for $1.99. It's one of the best values, the best bang for your buck anywhere that you're going to get. I swear, it's right here on YouTube, $1.99. On Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, I think you can subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime. I've heard other people say it, so it must be true. And on Instagram, make sure you hit the likes out, share it out to other people on Instagram. Thank you on Facebook. We're going to be really, really trying to hit it hard on there, because as they crack down on political speech and well, not crack down on political speech, but crack down on Democratic left-wing speech, and they let the Republicans run wild with theirs, I think that's really going to be a space that we're going to need to start combating some people. So make sure if anybody has a Facebook page, you're hopping on there and subscribing or liking or joining or whatever happens on there. That would be fantastic to get our numbers up. Linda, I got to get did I skip a bunch of people? Hold on, let's go. This Patrick, thank you so much for the 5 gifted, dude. I really do appreciate it. You contribute every show nonstop, and it's really, really appreciated. It's definitely recognized and appreciated. So thank you, dude. Josh, yo, Brian, I'm playing Wolfenstein on PS5 and fighting Nazis. Seems appropriate. You know what? I've been dying recently to get a gaming console. Like, I haven't had one. I used to do the gaming. Not so much like the role play games, but I like the sports games and the race car games, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Those are my shit. And I remember Sonic, my first PlayStation. My grandmother got me. That was awesome. But yeah, I've been thinking about getting a system, but I don't know where the hell I'd have the time to do anything. Plus, they're so goddamn expensive. Good Lord. But thank you, Josh, for contributing. I really do appreciate it. Linda Lou became a member, and you can too. That rhymes, and that was great. I appreciate it, Linda Lou. It's almost like we set that up. I appreciate you being here. Patrick, see what I'm talking about? Back again. Thank you, Brian and Maud. You're helping us wade through the garbage that is Trump and friends. Patrick, that's what I'm here to do. I really, really appreciate your kind words. Thank you for being here. Cecilia, let's go. I don't know if to laugh or cry. Tend to do both. Yeah, I mean, you're human, right? There's some things we're going to have to cry about, and there's some things not have to cry about, but there's some things we're going to cry about, and there's some things that we're going to have to celebrate. So, human emotion, you're on the right path. It's okay. It's okay. The people are up, people are down. We're just gonna have to try to ride that middle. Like I said, watch a movie, do something that takes your mind off of things for a little bit, so you can recoup, so you can revamp. That's how you do it. But thank you so much for being here for 5 months, Cecilia. I really do appreciate it. And Peter Campbell, let's go. That unscheduled disassemble is going to cost the world's richest man $600K. FAA director must go. Shaking my head. So did you talk about when Elon tweeted out that or is that the fine that they were going to put on SpaceX? I forget, because I know they grounded SpaceX and said, hey, listen, you ain't flying that fucking thing anymore until you figure out what's going on. You're not going to be flying that over populated areas and have that thing blow up so all these pieces of fucking rocket can come down on the houses, right? And I know they have fined them before. And I know that Elon said that the FAA director must go. So I'm sure that's that's in reference to. So I appreciate you, Peter. Sally for the gifted membership. Carl, let's go. Been here for 11 months. I think, hold on. Did somebody been here for 12 months? Because I think right around this time is the 1 year mark since I started this show. I think it's right. I think it was like January 29th of last year that I started this show. So I haven't seen anybody yet. I think let's see here. I think I think Carl's the closest here. I think Carl for 11 months might be the OG of the OGs. 2 days to pricey guacamole. Yes, correct. Absolutely, Carl. You're 100% right as well. Stock up on shit that you can stock up on now. Unfortunately, the fruits and vegetables is not something that you can do any stocking up on, right? So you're going to have to just kind of take it as it comes or find a way to preserve them motherfuckers longer. But, do what you can. Get out there and if you really, really need something desperately, don't wait. Do not wait. Get out there and do it. So, Carl, thank you for being here so long, by the way. I appreciate that, dude. I really, really do appreciate that. Let's see here. Did I miss anybody? I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Carl, no. Independent, been here for 9 months. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hi, Brian. Love the show and everybody in the chat. Well, right back at you, Independent. Been here for a long time, and I really, really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Jessica Falls. I like that name. Meanwhile, Daddy Trump is hiding under his desk, dodging calls from Canada. He's pathetic. Couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for your $5 contribution. Daddy Trump is hiding under his desk, dodging calls from Canada. Oh, did he not take Trudeau's call? I don't, I think he's still a little mad that Melania and Justin get along so well. if you ask me, I don't think he likes all those pictures of Melania with the nice little smooch and they're talking behind his back and shit. So, but Jessica, thank you so much. I do appreciate you contributing the $5 there. I think that's very nice of you. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that you have to deal with our president. It's not good. I don't know what region or province that Canadian accent was supposed to be from, but I do apologize to anybody that it may have sounded like. Let's see here. JD's back in the house. Profanity stiffened. I know. I can't help it. I try. Honestly, I really do think to myself before the show starts, like, all right, don't swear that much. Like, keep it down to a minimum. And then right off the bat, I see Trump's face, and I'm like, motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a tough scene. It's a tough scene because you can't, it's tough. It's tough because he's such a dick. He's just such a dick. Patrick, thank you here. Says all the fuck you want. Thank you so much. See, we're getting the profanity. We're getting the swear jar up. Thanks for the laugh. Says Cool Breeze. Been here for 7 months. Let's go. Thank you so much. And that picture is absolutely hilarious of you, dog. Looks like one of those, like if you just, those videos where like the people fought on their dog for some reason and they get the dog's reaction. That's what it looks like to me. That looks like the dog's reaction, like you just farted. And the dog's like, what? The fuck was that? But thank you, Cool Breeze. I appreciate it. Adam, CA, let's go. Trump just admitted he owns a flying windmill. What? Oh, the helicopter? Is that his old broken down helicopter? Probably like one of those things like in Russia where they park the jets on the runway and people can pay to go take pictures inside the jets like they own them. But thank you so much for your $5. I really do appreciate you guys being here. Really, really do appreciate it. I made it my personal duty to put Trump's quotes on my Facebook page every day. I put drunk face and the facepalm emojis instead of his name. That way any maggots that read it have to admit they Dude, honestly, Josh, that just reminds me of something that I've been thinking to tell people to do, which is almost the same thing, honestly. And it's going to suck because I hope I don't feel like I'm stealing your shit. But I want like Democrats and whoever to start going on TV, right, and start being like, okay, pulling off the quote as if a Democrat said it, right? So like take a Donald Trump quote or take something that he said, right, and be like, oh, can you believe that, a Democrat would, you don't even have to name anybody. You say, can you believe a Democrat would say that if you're on Fox, if you're on with a Republican or something like that, right? You'd be like, yeah, that's fucking ridiculous, right? That's so stupid. Well, then when you pull out, well, actually what happened, that was Donald Trump saying that, right? And then you kind of catch him in that, oh shit moment where they can't kind of think, it makes them difficult for them to backpedal out of it, right? So I think I've been thinking about that, where it's like we should just go in there and just fight fire with fire, right? You have to start thinking of new and innovative ways to start getting at these people. And I think that taking some of the chunks of what Donald Trump says and his quotes and some of the fucking stupid policies and shit, and be like, if you go on Fox, you'd be like, can you believe a Democrat would push some of these? Like I'm gonna go, and they have them agree because right, and then be like, oh, actually Donald Trump said that. These are Donald Trump's policies. And they'd be like, fuck. But Josh, great minds think alike, dude. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, dude. Yvonne, as always, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Really do appreciate you and the information on Leon. Really, really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Jessica's back at it. Alexa, play okay. Alexa, play O Canada. Alexa, play O Canada. Alexa, volume 10.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land.
Is it Josh Groban?
True.
Can you hear
patriot love.
Alexa, stop. Jesus Christ. Is that Josh Groban? Sounded like him. Could you hear that? Please tell me you could hear that and I wasn't just sitting there doing nothing. I appreciate you, Jess. Thank you so much. El Stinko. Let's go. Wake up America. He sold us to Elon. Idiots. Yeah. 300 million. Less than it cost him for way less than it cost him for Twitter, right? So he's managed to buy Twitter, and now he's managed to buy the U.S. government for much less. Oh my God, Colleen, thank you so much. And El Stinko, thank you for being here for 9 months, dude. Really, really appreciate that, man. Really, really appreciate you guys sticking around. Colleen coming in with the 50. Last time I can contribute for the near future. Got to take care of my cat, stock, freezer, and pantry. Give up the good fight, Brian and Chad family. Dude, Colleen, can't thank you enough for everything that you've done, the contributions that you've made for the channel. Make sure you are taking care of yourself, number one. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that goes for everybody in the chat. Like I always say, and Colleen, I think you've been here long enough. You've heard me say that if you're not in the financial position to contribute to the channel, do not fucking contribute to this channel. Don't do it. I'm telling you not to do it. I don't want it. I don't fucking want it. I want you to buy some bread. I want you to buy your butter. I want you to buy fucking whatever it is you need. I do not want you to contribute to this channel. But if you're in the financial position to lose $2 a month that it's not going to bother you, then click the fucking join button below, right? And if you're not in the financial position to do that, you can subscribe to the channel. You can share it out. You can comment. You can throw emojis in the chat. You can do a million things without having to come out of pocket with any money. So I appreciate both clans, both, whoever it is, however you find yourself contributing to this channel, it's appreciated equally. So thank you so much, Colleen. Again, take care of yourself. Make sure you're stocked and ready to rock for anything that comes your way. And if you need any help, if you need anything with, if you need any help with anything at all, just make sure you reach out. I do appreciate it. And hopefully you'll be back at least watching. Hopefully you'll be back at least watching. Sally, thank you for the 1 gifted. Bob, thank you for that information. I really do appreciate it, my man. Warren telling us about the Opus Dei and JD connection. That's something that definitely people should look into. Thank you, Warren, on that one and the $5 contribution. Josh is back with bobblehead Bobert. I don't think her head could bobble anymore, right? Well, maybe that's what happens. Maybe her neck just can't support it anymore. Slacks is in the house. Slacks, love right back to you, brother. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well with the pup. Let's go. Patrick is back at when he once said crack is whack. And I will always love you. Leslie, thank you for becoming a member. Julie, thank you for becoming a member. Patrick gifting 5 memberships. Colleen gifting 10 fucking memberships. Colleen, thank you so much. Take care of your cupboard, though. Take care of your cupboard. Enough. Enough is enough. Go stock your pantry. Thank you. Appreciate you. Big Dog in here gifted 5 membership. What up, Big Dog? Appreciate you, my dude. Appreciate you, my dude. Sheldon, I can't stand his voice. It's oh, Jenny Faye, let's fucking go. The lack of humanity, cruelty, and vitriol, where you should see compassion and empathy just blows my mind and hurts my heart. I feel like all is lost in this country if it wasn't for Brian and the amazing people in this chat. Thank all of you for keeping hope alive. Well, Jenny Faye, that is just very nice of you. One, don't lose hope in humanity. I mean, there are lots and lots and lots and lots of good people in this country. Just don't let it be overshadowed by the assholes that seem to have the louder voice, right? Just because they now have the podium, they now have the spotlight, does not mean that they represent the entire country. We know that Donald Trump does not have the mandate that he suggests that he has, right? There are still over 49% of the country that does not agree with his bullshit, right? So let's not get wrapped up, and I appreciate you. But again, I am not. There are so many people out there like myself and even more informed. So again, I appreciate the kind words, but don't get down. Don't get down. There's many of us out there. You're not underrepresented. I promise. I promise. We're always out there for you. And thank you so much for the incredible contribution to the channel, Jenny Faye. Thank you so much. Steven, thank you so much again for the super sticker, $10. Luis is back again. I feel like it's a lot of the same people coming back. I feel like it's a lot of you guys are OGs of the channel coming back, contributing, always in the chat, always liking, always subscribing, and I like to see that. So we're up over 11,000. Let's see if we can get to 15. Please, let's go. Share this out to your friends, your family. Maybe they like a different type of political coverage. Obviously, I'm not I'm not CNN. Let's put it that way. Let's go. Luis, left-wing gorilla, disappointed Ben Winkler didn't win DNC chair. You know what? It's crazy how much is going on and how much news. Like, I have to start. There's not. I don't have enough phones or tablets or screens or hands or eyes to keep up with the news. But I appreciate the $5 contribution. And yes, I don't know. The DNC recently has it's been frustrating. It's been very frustrating. Sheldon Hughes, thank you. Please subscribe and like before leaving. Well, I very much appreciate it. I think I even have a banner that says that I never pull out, like one of these things. Welcome to True Independent Media, where only you and you alone keep this channel running. You know, no ads, no sponsors, no no fucking, I'll sell you this. Ooh, look at this. Help me whiten my teeth for the last 10 years, even though you just sent it to me 2 days ago. Or this mattress has changed my life. I haven't unboxed it yet, but I promise it's the best I've ever slept on. Right? And you can also hit that like. You can welcome the Blunt Politics on this. I mean, I don't know why I should be doing this during the show, not at the end of the show. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Sometimes I forget. All right, back to the comments, and let's round this out here, and I'll get you guys on your way. Ricky, thank you so much. And now for something completely different, Wild West Wyoming legislators are going full batshit crazy. Check it out if interested. Love to Brian, Mel, and all mods and everybody here. What's going on in fucking Wyoming? See, that's what I mean. You don't have enough heads, arms, and tablets to keep up with everything. Now we're going to check on Wyoming. Ricky, thank you so much for the $10 contribution and for being here. I really do appreciate it. Petrazi, great show, Brian. Thank you. Thank you so much, Petrazi, for the $10. Appreciate you always being here. Let's see. Who's next? Yvonne, back at it like a crack addict. Boston Brian, I sent you an email. It has a few pictures in it. I thought it was time I put my face to the name. Oh, there you go. I saw, yeah. Oh, no. Did I? Oh, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Was that one of the ones I responded to? I don't think it was. I'll definitely check it out. Thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate it. Arizona Sunflowers, thank you. Let's go. I always love your show, Brian. Thank you so much. Right back at you, Arizona Sunflowers. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, you guys have been here from day one, from the drop. So I will not forget you guys. I promise. Where's Carl Smith, by the way? How's Carl doing? If If anybody runs into Carl, tell him I said hello. I saw thought I saw him in here earlier. Patrick's back at it, just trying to help you get your numbers up. You deserve it. We all appreciate you. No, Patrick, I appreciate you guys. Honestly, you guys do the work here. I just kind of sit in front of the camera and make sure that we play the clips. It's not easy. You know, I kind of took it for granted a little bit on how hard it is to be able to find the right things to cover. I mean, obviously, when you have major events like the plane crash and such, it makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, it's a lot of pressure and responsibility to figure out what news stories and what angles to cover and bring it to you. So I hope I'm doing it all right. Like I said, it's not my full-time gig. I work in the plumbing industry, so give me a break if it's not as smooth as the rest of them. But I do what I can. I promise I do. Spock, let's go, brother. How are you? How's everything going? Been here for 7 months. I appreciate you. Sometimes I feel like you're lurking in the background. I feel like you just lurk, but I appreciate it. Sunflower's been here for 6 months. Hope I'm not too much of a pain in your back. No, not at all. Not at all. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. Surrender Monkey. I licked someone else's butter so I could afford this. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. I licked. Am I reading this wrong? Am I tripping? Is that supposed to say I liked someone else's butter so I could afford this? Or you licked? Because don't be going around licking people's butter. It's not nice. You don't do that. Licking people's butter. Good Lord. How's your butter? That's wild. Oh my God. Now I'm gonna I can't get that fucking picture on me. Just people licking other people's butter. Well, thank you, Surrender Monkey. I appreciate you. I really do. Tapped. Sally, please interview representative from Tuskegee Airmen sometime. I sent you info a few months ago in the chat, like you asked. I got the info. I've sent emails out to a few people, but again, I think you need to have more followers, more subscribers to have some sway, right? I don't think when people see an email and they're like, "Oh, he's got 11,000," I don't think it's worth their time, really. Some of these people. So, which I don't blame you. You got to have the best usage of your time. So that's why I'm trying to get the subscribers up, the numbers up, so we can maybe start getting into the level where people might actually take the email seriously and, might find some benefit in coming to chat with the Bryantologist and, the lobsters here. So Sally, I will check it out once again, and I'll send out another email. I really do promise. And to round it out, Jenny Faye, thank you so much. A lot of love in the room, even if we need a fucking swear jar. Well, it happens. We're everyday regular people. Like I said, that's what this show is. It's a podcast / live stream, whatever you want to call it, for normal people by a normal person who is just learning the ropes and going through the news and calling it out as I see it, just like you would at home with your friends or family or at the bar or wherever. You know what I mean? That's what this is. So I hope you guys join me again on Wednesday night for our Wednesday night show at 8:30 after Hal Sparks. Come join us right after. I would really much appreciate it. Let's see here. Do I have anything else to announce? Let's see here. Oh, the February Zooms. Let's see if I can pull that up here. Give me just a second. I'll pull that up here. I think it is this one. Is it the right size? For some reason it's loading. Here we go. So if you sign up at patreon.com/BostonBrian for as little as $5 a month, you can join us over there. We do monthly Zoom meetings where we just kind of shoot the shit, chat the chat. Our first one is going to be on February 10th for the monthly Zoom. And then there is a VIP level on the Patreon that you can sign up for. And that gets you into the VIP Zoom on the 24th. So make sure you're at least checking it out again, if you're in the financial position to do so. If not, bugger off. Bugger off. I don't want it. I don't fucking want it. Well, Jackie, Leon, Julie, Corgi Girl, Mr. Spark, Tiffany, thank you for your services. Otis, Salty Sylvester, Steve, Mr. Spark, Jenny Faye, Jackie, Yakov, Janelle, Red Wave of Ketchup, Reva, everybody. Moms Russo, how are you? I hope you're doing well. JD, Forever Young, MK, Steve, Colleen, Meowza, Jerry, Jessica, Suzanne, Tanya, thank you for your services. OG Adam, thank you for your services. All of you guys, thank you so much for being involved. Thank you so much for being here. Again, make sure when you leave here, share it out to whatever socials you got. I really, please tag me in it, and I will repost it on my Blue Sky. We're trying to get that to 100 grand. That would be fantastic. I am bossatbrian.com on Blue Sky. Until next time, until Wednesday night, I really appreciate you. Make sure you got your wits about you. Make sure you're not falling for the bullshit like Greg Kelly's trying to show you here, talking about like blind people flying planes and shit. Make sure you're staying apt on the news, and make sure you're calling these people out wherever you can. Until Wednesday, I will see you next time. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm Boston Brian. This is Blood Politics. Have a good night. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis. I'm standing up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis.
Fucking Nazis.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful out. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely.
Superpowers being honest, I will eat my neighbors. Cacophony, a crescendo, a finale, a coup de grace.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Bad news, bad news. Even when it's good news, it's bad news.
Tell the director to call the White House. Do your fucking job! Get off my plane.
Wrong.
White people are a mortal danger to you and your loved ones. Is there anything worse than white people?
The population in Thailand is 63 million people. It is twice the size of Wyoming. Its chief exports are textiles, footwear, and rice. Each year, 13,000 people are killed in car accidents in Thailand.
Army manned the air. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do.
He says wrecked him, damn near killed him.
Gettysburg, what an unbelievable battle that was. The Battle of Gettysburg, what an unbelievable, I mean, it was so much and so interesting and so vicious and horrible and so beautiful in so many different ways. It represented such a big portion of the success of this country. Gettysburg, wow. I go to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania to look and to watch.
What in the hell was that all about?
You know what uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons and other things, like lots of things are done with uranium, including some bad things.
There's no way we are going to allow a con artist to take over the conservative movement, and Donald Trump is a con artist. I can just tell you that a con artist is about to take over the Republican Party and the conservative movement, and we have to put a stop to it.
Always calling me Little Marco. And I'll admit, the guy, he's taller than me, he's like 6'2", which is why I don't understand why his hands are the size of someone who's 5'2".
For the rest of my life, I have the curse that I have little hands. Little hands. Refer to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small.
He builds the wall the way he built Trump Towers. He'll be using illegal immigrant labor to do it.
Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill. They were fighting uphill. He said, wow, that was a big mistake. He lost his great general. And they were fighting. Never fight uphill, me boys. But it was too late. We're a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat. Welcome to our country from the Congo. Where do you live in the Congo? We live in prison. Oh, no words. I have the best words. But there's no better word than stupid. Venezuela. Did you just see Maduro? Venezuela. It's unbelievable. No, get those lights off. Off. Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Call them dumps. Big, massive dumps.
I said mud, I said crud. You fall into some crud or something?
I am the chosen one.
Taking him back to Nevada where he's wanted for banging horses.
I am the chosen one.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
The big, fat, sloppy United States.